Hey, my name is Justin Greenwald with 65drums.com. Today I'm talking about whether or not you really need to be using a rubber rim with your electronic drums. So first off, the reason why I'm making this video is over the past 2 or 3 weeks, I haven't been using rubber rims at all. And I just like the way it looks without a rubber rim. I like the way it looks both ways, but you know what, every once in a while you get bored, you want to switch things up. And also it is a little bit harder to tune your drums when there is a rubber rim there. Here's a little video where I compare just using metal rims versus rubber rims. I've got 2 kinds of rubber rims I'm going to show you in that noise comparison video. So that's the difference in noise. I'm using 2 rubber rims here. This one right here is a Go eDrum rubber rim. This is a very thin rubber rim, and it's a little too thin for my tastes because if I can find it right here, you will actually go through it in a couple of weeks of playing, unfortunately. On the other side is the Roland rubber rims, where they're a lot thicker. The only problem with that is that while you're trying to tune the drum, the rubber rim is kind of thick and it's hard to get right here so you can tune the drum. So that's one of the reasons why I took it off. But you know what? Roland makes really thick rubber rims because they want them to last for a long time. And I've had mine for years and it still works. It's just a little annoying when you're trying to tune your drums. And for some drummers, that may be so irritating that they just don't want to use rubber rims at all. Here are my thoughts on whether or not they're actually necessary or not. I don't think they are. I think you can definitely get away with never using a rubber rim again. But there are a couple of reasons why I've gone back to using rubber rims. Because you go through less drumsticks when you're using rubber rims on your electronic drums. For those of you that used to be acoustic drummers and you transitioned to using eDrums, remember how much money you used to spend to buy new drumsticks because you used to break them like every month, every other week, or for my cousin, he breaks a pair of sticks every single week. Remember how much money you used to spend on drumsticks? One of the reasons is, if you're just hitting metal, you know, that's harder on a drumstick. But when you hit a little layer of rubber before you hit that metal, it's a little bit easier on your drumstick. The impression that is left on the stick is a little bit wider because usually most rubber rims are a little bit thicker than the metal you're hitting. So all of the force that is being transferred to your stick is not as focused, if you know what I mean. So you go through less drumsticks. Not that I went through a crazy amount of drumsticks during those couple of weeks that I was using just metal rims. This is actually the only drumstick I broke during that time when I was just using metal rims. And to be fair, it is a lighter stick. This is a Vic Firth 5A Shogun stick. It's lighter, so I can understand why it broke. But also, I was using these Vic Firth Skillet Edition drumsticks. And these are some pretty beefy drumsticks. And they haven't broken or anything, but they've taken some damage. And that's because we were using metal rims here. Some guys, they don't care. They want more of that acoustic drum experience, so they don't care if they have to buy a new pair of sticks here and there, and that's completely fine. You actually go through more sticks when you're using metal cymbals. So this is actually not the worst for your drumsticks compared to cymbals, but I just wanted to throw that out there. As far as the noise factor goes, rubber rims do lower the noise, but at the same time, it's still really loud because you're hitting something with a stick, no matter if it's made of metal or rubber. So it's still gonna be loud. What's happening is that the clickiness sound that you're hearing when you're hitting a metal rim is going to sound a little more muffled, a little more lower pitched. I think we can all agree being in a different room and hearing someone hit a drum like that and hear that clicking sound over and over again does get annoying. Because at the end of the day, one of the big things about electronic drums is you want to get them as quiet as possible, and not using rubber rim, you're just going against the very reason why you bought the drum in the first place. Hey, thanks for watching. I make a new video about electronic drums every single week, and sometimes a bonus video in the middle of the week. So the best way to keep on top of all of that is, of course, to subscribe. And I also put out channel news on my Facebook and drum covers on my Instagram page. Thanks for watching. See you guys next week.